Welcome to the Third One channel, where today we're making a tier list for the relationships of the iCarly revival series. Our tiers are: please end up together in the end, yes, I can see it, meh, and stop. Just for clarification, I'm using only the relationships that are kind of in any way connected to the revival, so all the old relationships from the original that played kind of a smaller part are not going to be in this video, maybe some other day. But let's get started with our first pairing here. And by the way, another word for this is like shipping, so it's like a shipping tier list. But our first pairing here is Carly and Neville. Neville was in the first season of the revival, and there was he made a whole scheme where a trap where he was gonna marry Carly and all this. But do I ship these two? Honestly, like, I should put it here, but for some reason I've kind of like just looking at this image and some of the stuff that's happened. Like, yes, it's I wouldn't use the word gross, but it's kind of in that direction. But I can see it. Is that so wrong? I don't know. Like, I saw it more in the original than I do now, but maybe I should put it here for now. But let's move on. Next up, we got a big hitter, a classic, Seddie. And, you know, I'm not going to spoil what it I actually am. Am I more of a Creddie or a Seddie? Definitely more of a Creddie, but Seddie, I can see it. Although I've always thought that was a super toxic relationship. It was interesting, yes, but I can see it, but it's not up there for me. Always let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But yeah, I can see it. Next up, Harper and Double Dutch. I think this is a please end up together in the end. I think that they are great together. I think that they will end up together in the end as long as Double Dutch stays in the series. She's been kind of written off this season, but I think that this is definitely like an S tier relationship right there. I don't see Harper ending up with anyone better. Next up, we got Argentina, I think her name was, from the first season, and this one is definitely a stop. I just, there isn't much substance to it. Not very interesting. Don't need to talk about it for very long. She was evil. Next up, this is Gwen and Freddy. So Freddy with his ex-wife, and this is a yes. I honestly like these two together. I love the plot where Millicent tries to get them back together, and I didn't mind these two together. They were nice. So I'm gonna put them in yes. Does feel weird putting it above Sam and Freddy, but I don't know. I see it as a little bit better. Maybe that says a lot about what I thought about Seddie and season 5 of the original. Moving on, we got Wes and Carly, which I feel like is a very boring relationship. I don't know. Maybe this is just me. I'd put this somewhere and I can see it, but I don't want this to happen in the end. You know what I mean? I think the way things have gone was the right way. So yeah, I can see it, but not really. I thought Wes was kind of boring. Next up, we got Pearl and Freddie, and this is one that people are heated about right now, and I'm not sure where to put it. I haven't really made up my mind yet. I feel like I need some more episodes, but I'm gonna put this here. I think that it's actually on the same level with Gwen for me. I think that Pearl is a great character and suits Freddie quite well. Time will tell how that will go, but they seem to be really getting along well. They even wanted to move in together. So I now honestly think that they're a better couple than for example Carly and Wes were in the first season. So yeah, yes. Next up we got Lubert and Miss Benson, and for me, I don't know where you guys would put them, but I want them to end up together. They have something there all the way back, dating back to the original. Even now, they have something there. I think it'd be really funny if if Lubert ended up as Freddie's stepdad after all the history. Although I don't think it's gonna happen, but it's definitely a please end up together in the end. If not that, it's at least here. It's a fiery relationship. Moving on, we got Bo and Carly, and this one, although their personalities kind of make sense together, I'm actually gonna do this. I'm gonna drop Wes down to a meh. I really just wasn't entertained by Wes very much. Didn't like him. I thought Bo was actually a better fit for Carly. A little bit more sporadic, a little bit more fitting her kind of personality type. Again, but can see it, but it's not. I mean, nothing like too high, you know. Next up, we got Griffin and Carly, which is a relationship that kind of made sense in the original. Carly kind of was into that type, we saw over and over again these guys, tall, kind of brown hair, skinny-ish dudes, with a certain quirk to them. I think that Griffin, especially after what we saw in the revival, I can still no he personality wise is nah, not good. I'll put him next to Wes, even though Wes is probably better. Moving on, we got Maeve and Spencer, and this one now, like looking back, has become quite a forgettable one. But honestly, at the time, I was like, yeah, I can see it. It's not it's not great. Like there's like Spencer, I feel like there is that one woman that will come along and just knocks like fit Spencer perfectly. Like Maeve, I don't think she was it. I think she was kind of more like a comfort person for Spencer. I don't think she was like didn't match his personality the way someone might in the future. So I'm gonna say meh actually. I don't see this one. I can put it here above Griffin and Carly. We have 3 Carly ones in men now. I might need. Should I do this? Should I do this? I can see it. I can see it in the future. Neville changes. I don't know. I'll put it in there. Next up, we got our most recent one with Spencer, which is Spencer and Mckenna. This one is definitely felt more exciting than the one with Maeve because she fits his personality a little bit better. But still, I can see it, but I don't think it's gonna happen, and I don't know. I feel like there's someone for Spencer that's even better, that's going to match him even better. So I can see it, but it's not something I want happening in the end. And lastly, the biggest hitter, my favorite, and I think one that I see time and time again. People are like, these two will end up together at the end. I've seen people say the only reason I watch this show is because of these two and their relationship. And honestly, I'm not far off of that. I think that this is really. I made a video called "Is It Time for Creddie," which where I basically talked about how the root of iCarly is just the love of Carly by Freddie. Like that's how the show started. His admiration of Carly is how this all happened, and how it carried on for many seasons. So I think that the revival has done a good job at picking that back up, making it interesting. But in the end, these two need to end up together. They need like their own tier. Like we can do this. To be honest, honestly, I'm gonna do this because this is how I think this is how I really feel because this is such a higher level. Like these two need to end up together. I'm definitely a Creddie over Seddie. I've always have been. I've always rooted for Freddie in his long dream of Carly and in his admiration. So for me, this is how I'd put the relationships here. Tell me in the comments if you see anything different. Should Freddie end up with Pearl? Should Freddie end up with Harper? Oh, that's what I forgot actually. That was kind of touched on. I would put Freddie and Harper in above Carly. No, sorry, Freddie and Sam for some reason. That's maybe here. It's not on the list, but it would be around there. It's not really a realistic thing to think about in the long run, but it's fun to just guess and put them in a tier. But yeah, that's my list. Let me know what you guys think. Is it Creddie? Is it Freddie and Pearl? I think that's the big fight right now. But yeah, this has been the Third Win channel. If you enjoyed this tier list, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what other tier lists you might want to see, because I love making these tier lists. And I'll see you guys very soon with a new video, predictions, new episode 6 review coming on Friday, all that. But yes, I'll see you guys very soon.